Right. Coffee. Right, that's ready. Got some sugar in it. I was trying to be a little bit more organised this morning, but we're still fumbling about, so apologies. How are you all doing? Hope you're well. What's like out here? Oh, chicken's eating a mouse. So what happens is the cats eat the mice, and then the chickens clean it up, and then I'm assuming we eat it in the eggs, which is lovely. Sorry, I'm just warming my coffee up. Right. Sorted. Let's go out in the garden. Starting to look like a jungle, actually. We get this grass cut, I think. There's the girls have been out early this morning. If we can see where this. Hello. What are you eating? Is it gone? Is it? Fair enough. I finished it. Oh. Bit gloomy, foggy, murky day today. Right, there we go. Yeah, I think I'll just leave the mic there, see how we get on. Yeah, well, welcome anyway. Thank you for joining this glorious morning. I wanted to cover a topic this morning, sort of a loose one. It's more like an exploration of an idea, and so I'm posing the question as the question's sort of loosely why I'm a lone wolf, why I've picked the quiet life, you know, why I don't spend much time with many people, and just sort of I've circulated a little teeny weeny bubble of people, and that's it. Yeah. I think there's a lot to be said really on this topic. Do you ever get a feeling that when you're out and about, everyone is just like NPCs, you know, the non-people players on the game that are just sort of filling space. Sort of when you ever speak to people that, like, for example, watch the BBC, they just don't seem to form an opinion apart from the narrative of what they've been told, and you can sort of see where people get their information from based on just a few questions, and they're very sort of stuck in a position. They're not sort of interested in exploring how the world works from a critical place. You know, this is it, it's black and white, and this is how it should be done. And they sort of, no, sort of, it's very strange. I think it comes from, well, television is a big one, isn't it? Television has managed to shape a world, hasn't it? And then obviously now we're moving on to social media, and everybody sort of falls down these echo chambers and they don't really get exposed to anything other than this opinion that they've formed, or that social media's expected them to go down. I find that really, really difficult. I try and get information from both left and right, and I try and see from both sides. And it's just a lot of hate, and I just find it really difficult to have a conversation with people, because if you say, if when you speak about these things, if you dare to speak against the grain and against the cusp and against like a set of world beliefs, it's taken almost like that you're the enemy. You know, they're really deeply offended, and it's almost as if yeah, it's just very strange. I think we're very divided, but I think people are really, really set on positions, and we're at this point now where people will lynch each other for having a different opinion. And I always thought that having a different sort of opinion is really good for people, you know, because it helps you have a much more balanced, rounded argument. I want someone to challenge my views, because I might be wrong. In fact, 99% of the time we're always wrong, aren't we? You know, it's healthy, it's positive, but it just is, I just think society is not tolerant of different views anymore, and I think that's part of the reason why I don't mix with people, because I feel like you can't really have a proper discussion unless you're agreeing with somebody. You know what I mean? I think that's really scary. I think it's really dangerous, and I'd just rather not be around it. Now, I've always struggled to sort of fit in with people, and when I do find my people, I've found that I am probably a little bit too much for them anyway. I'm a bit daft. My ADHD and impulsiveness and silliness, I think, is a bit much to handle. So there's obviously all of this aspect that's already sort of been seeded in, and I struggle with communication. I struggle to. There's an example last night that happened. Between me and the missus. So there's like this double empathy problem that goes on. And she said something, and I took it very literally, and that can be really quickly construed as like a miscommunication. I'm quite quick to say, oh no thanks, and certain circumstances in a relationship, you're not supposed to say no thanks. You're supposed to put on a persona, and I just sometimes don't. And I think I struggle with all of that. So it's like I'm doing like this triple speed analysis of a situation, so that I can keep ahead of what the social norms are, because I know what all the social norms are, because I've learned it. It's like learned masked behaviour, but sometimes, quite often, I miss a trick, or it takes me a second. But social cues are really, really, really instant, aren't they? You know, like yeah. Anyway, so that's part of the problem why I prefer the quiet life, is the fact that it's quite labour intensive. It's quite processing intensive to keep up with people. Yeah, I mean, it's because there's a sort of neurotypical way of speaking, how do I explain it? It's like it's not direct conversation. It's like subtly suggestive, and I struggle to keep up with them suggestive bits, and I struggle to. I like direct conversation. I don't like small talk. I want to go straight into like the hot topic of the day. You know, like, hey, so Iran's done this, or none of this. How are you doing? And hope you're well, and all this kind of stuff. It's like, well, yeah, let's just get straight to the point. So I think I'm just not very compatible with your average Joe. Yeah. So the positive attributes to I'm my best friend. I speak very highly, very positive inside my head all the time. I never give myself any crap. I speak to myself as if I'm my own best person. Now, I command a level of respect from myself internally, and when I'm with other people, quite often people fall short of how I expect I speak to myself. Does that make sense? So I went through a lot of years where my communication in my head was very negative and very sort of like self-beating up and all the rest of it. But I've just completely stopped all that now. Like, I've got to spend all my time with me, and we've come to this agreement, I and me, that we speak to ourselves properly. You know, so on a morning we give ourselves like a positive encouragement. Whenever I do anything good, I just give myself a pat on the back. If I fail at something, you know, I just explain. You know, I don't beat myself up. I'm only human. All the rest of it, and that's gone a real long way. And I really enjoy like the peaceness of it. But at times when I come across people, I feel like they want to attack you. I feel like they want to pull you down. I feel like they've got negative comments to say. I think they've come with agendas. All the rest of it. So I feel as though I'm obligated to choose my people wisely. And the minute people start pulling you down, start showing these agendas, um, you know, there's quite a lot of toxic behaviours and all the rest of it. I just don't put up with it. You know, I'd much rather be on my own, doing my own thing, being creative, yeah, rather than not knowing what someone's agenda is. Do you know what I mean? I think it's very hard to come across a human being that's not got motive. I mean, I do have a couple of really good friends, and I don't see them. I don't see them at all. Um, yeah, yeah. You pick up a few friends along the way, don't you? But yeah, I just like the solitude. I like the peacefulness of the predictability of the quiet. I like having surprises in my day. I like having a relaxed sort of. Uh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I want to do with my evenings and time. You know, I'm not going to argue with anybody about whose politics is better than the other. You know, all the rest of it. So yeah, you when you're on your own as well, you sort of have like this. You're on your own time all the time, and that is something quite special. Um, you know, I quite like to do my own thing in my own time. I like to have my own routine. I've got this really nice routine now with the YouTube, and I think it's really good because I'm on my own sort of set, structured day, and it's great as long as no one interrupts it. Yeah. That was a bit of a ramble, wasn't it? I don't know where. This camera drives me to 15 minutes. I'm just wary about going too much over the videos, really. You know, I didn't know if I'd gone into like 27 minutes or something because I think it's just a bit too long. So yeah, I think there's a lot of positive aspects to being a lone wolf. solo, or whatever you want to call it. I think people are difficult. I think they're becoming more difficult. I think people are turning into drones because they sort of don't think for themselves anymore. And I think it's really sort of a really strange time. And I think it's the perfect opportunity to sort of step out of society because um, people are very toxic. People don't think for themselves, like I just said. Um, and yeah, I don't feel like people are real anymore. I don't feel like they're the everybody's full of hate and misery and anger, and I don't find that with animals. I don't find that in the countryside. I don't find that internally. I'm in such a you know there's such a positive dialogue going on. When I come across people and then they start questioning or trying to pull me down or anything like that, that affects my internal dialogue, and that's one thing that I am really really protective of. So if anybody's sort of picking at me or pulling me down or anything like that, or got anything negative to say that's ill placed. I mean, I don't mind obviously constructive criticism, but there's nothing wrong with that at all. But it's when people are trying to pull you down for so that they feel better about themselves. That's what I don't like. So I just find that sitting, pondering, being here and very present and in the now is all very sort of enjoyable and safe and predictable, and yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's nice. I enjoy my own company. I enjoy being creative. I enjoy spending lots of time pondering over just one thing, one subject, until I've sort of. What happens is I'll obsess over something and then I'll spend a very, very long time on just one very particular niche subject, and I'll research it so much that I'll bore myself out at the end of it. But then I'll be full of this knowledge that I can share. It's great. If I spoke to people, well, I do. I've got you guys, haven't I? I like to speak on the old, which is my new found companionship, friendship. It's great, you know. I mean, I'm lucky. I've got a very understanding lady friend. She she really gets the sort of ADHD. She doesn't mind me spending copious amounts of time in the man cave when I want to. She doesn't force me to go anywhere, do anything that I don't want to do. Like trips that full of excessive human activity. Because what I used to do is I used to drink. I used to drink alcohol. I used to instead of saying no, I used to say yes. But then I'd knock back a few drinks to try and make it an experience that I could cope with. And that was happening. That was getting to a point where it was like a daily basis, and obviously that's not sustainable. So yeah, so it's very quiet. It's a very very solitary lifestyle that I lead, but it's for the best. I don't want to be an alcoholic because I need alcohol to function in society. Quite happy in the garden, pondering over the world that I never visit. Wondering what's going on with Iraq and Saudi Iran and you put political stuff. I'm absolutely fascinated by it all. I think humans are. I think political science is a science. If you treat it like a science, and then you look at how people and politicians and positions are and what's going on. It's science. It's like biology. It's like watching not bacteria. Well, like a biologist will watch bacteria and they'll be fascinated by what's happening and under the microscope. That's what politics is. It's fascinating. It's just like really interesting. How what particularly I find interesting is how many times they make the same mistakes over and over and over again. You know, this stuff with regime change and trying to get countries to follow the petrodollar, and the Great Reset and all the rest of it. It's just predictably going to be going. You know, it goes wrong. It doesn't work, and it's just fascinating to watch it play out. You know, I watch the history. I've learnt what's going on in the past, and I just sort of watch it happening again and again and again, and it's you know, it's interesting. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm going to love you and leave you there. But yeah, consider the lone wolf lifestyle because, yeah, it's great. It's very peaceful. Bye for now.